I think. Yes. Am I here? Okay, I hope it works now. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Can you guys hear me? Alright. Alright, am I here now? Can you? It keeps cutting out, guys. It says I'm... Hello? I'm trying. Is it gonna freeze or not? It might be working now. Am I live? Can you guys see me? Wow. I think it came back. No way. It's working. Alright. I think the battery on my phone might be half dead from the last 20 minutes of trying to connect with YouTube Live. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? What's going on? I don't see any... Oh, here we go. Started keto in August, but your vids are answering all my questions. Tons of help. All right, I think I'm back. I'm back for real. If I cut out again, guys, it's done. I'm done. Like, it's been 20 minutes of me trying to connect here. What's up, everybody? YouTube Live, Tuesday night. All right. I apologize for being late to my own party. I blame YouTube and iPhone 7. I don't know if there was a system-wide issue or what, but I was having major issues trying to connect to YouTube on the iPhone here. Kathy Bion, what's up? Avis Wu, Michael Weisenhower. All right, Naz Escobar with a hilarious picture says, the whoosh effect. Is it real? The whoosh effect. Yeah, the whoosh effect is real. I mean, I don't know. It's a word, the whoosh effect. It's a word describing a phenomenon that I've seen 100 times, including in myself. And the phenomenon seems to be something like this. Your body, when you're losing body fat, we've got fat cells. And we actually don't lose those fat cells. The fat cells don't go away. What happens when we're losing weight, when we're losing body fat, is those cells get emptied out of triglycerides. Your body will take the fatty acids rather. Your body will take those fatty acids out, they'll transport it as triglyceride, and use it for energy. When your body removes a bunch of fat from your fat cells, those fat cells can also hold something else. You know what that is? Water. So water goes into the fat cells sometimes, and we get a little bit squishy. That squishiness that you feel on your body, and it feels a little bit different than fat, right? The consistency of it feels different. It's because it's not fat. It's water. And then suddenly, that water goes away. Jessica's coming to steal the show. Look at that. Look how funny it looks right there.
Oh, cool.
Look at that. Look like we're in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Or a rave.
Or a rave.
A high school rave.
High school rave.
Black white.
All right. So yeah, the whoosh effect, your body is holding on to water weight, and then your body loses the water weight. I'm going to sit over here. You're welcome to join me if you'd wish to.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, the whoosh effect is real. It's actually something that happens to not only people who are trying to lose weight, but also you can suddenly hold on to a lot of water weight if you're eating some inflammatory foods. So if I were to spend like 3 days eating a lot of, I don't know, say if I eat like a whole bunch of nuts, you know, for like 3 or 4 days, like a whole bunch of nuts, peanut butter, which, you know, sometimes it's really nice. Like I like nuts. And sometimes even that inflammatory reaction that you get from eating inflammatory foods can be targeted in a specific way to like build muscle. But what happens to me is if I eat a bunch of nuts, I'll also hold on to water weight. And I'll be like, man, there's no way I got fatter in those 3 or 4 days of eating all those nuts. Well, no, I didn't get fatter because it goes away. If I stop eating so many nuts, then I'll lose some of that water weight. You know, so it's just the inflammatory reaction, your body holding on to that water. And, hey, you know, it doesn't matter if it's water or if it's fat. If you're carrying 20 pounds less on that body, that's 20 pounds less that you've got, you know, yoked to you. So you don't need to keep carrying around that weight. The whoosh effect is real, but don't get down on yourself. Oh, just because you got water weight loss and you got a whoosh of water weight, people will discount it sometimes. They'll say, oh, well, I lost 5 pounds when I first started keto, but it's just water. I'm not going to sit next to you because you're so loud with your scratching.
I'm dry brushing.
Jessica's dry brushing herself. She's grooming. I'll come over here. What weirdos. Look at that red light. Why do you guys have so much red light everywhere? You're weirdos.
Why don't more people have someone good?
Hey, from Trenton, Ontario, Canada. What's up? All right, everyone. We got Montana. Opinion on fasting, not intermittent fasting. Opinion on fasting. There's a million different contexts I could give you an opinion on fasting for. Fasting is a tool that can be used effectively, intelligently, and safely. It's also a tool that can be used stupidly and incorrectly and haphazardly and cause damage. Started keto in August, but your vids are answering. I already read that. Thanks. Farmer Mima, what's up, Farmer Mima? You were with us earlier on Instagram. Hello again on a different platform. Jeremiah, what's up, man? He says this chlorella and spirulina came in the mail. He's excited.
Aww, awesome.
All right. How should he start out? Maybe he was the guy who was asking about how to use chlorella and spirulina the other day, and we told him you should use it in like a baked recipe, like maybe putting it in the broccoli muffins that are on our website. We made a video about those broccoli muffins a long time ago too. If you search broccoli muffins here on YouTube, you'll find it. Check it out. Jessica are you clothed?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, never mind. She's scantily clad.
You could try in
All right.
quiches too.
Ooh, a quiche. That's a good way to do it. Mix it in with the eggs when you're making a quiche.
Or blend it in with avocado and lime.
Guacamole. You add spirulina to avocado when you're making guac. Not too much. Ease into it till you get used to the taste. Simple stuff like that. Just mixing up a little bit of avocado with some lime and putting some spirulina in there. It's a really good way to get in those good green pigments. And also, spirulina is just pure goodness. It's awesome stuff.
My personal favorite is to mix it with cacao paste. So I put it in the cookbook, in the ketogenic edge cookbook. There's a recipe. It's just called dark chocolate keto. Dark keto chocolate.
I don't think they can hear you, baby. If you want to talk, you got to come closer.
Okay.
All right. Kevin says, "Hi, Tristan. It's Kevin. Thanks to you, I've lost 51 pounds so far. What do you think of the people who say that you have to eat so much fat in order to burn fat? They say calories from fat don't count." Cool. Calories from fat don't count. Well, check those people out. Like, what do they look like? Are you talking about Jimmy Moore? How well is that working for him? Calories don't count for Jimmy, right? You gotta be afraid of protein and all these things. I've seen the stuff people put out there. First of all, thanks for the shout out, man. You say you lost 51 pounds so far thanks to me. No. Let's rearrange that, man. You lost 51 pounds so far thanks to you and your efforts. I was just the guy that said a few things that you latched onto. You heard it at the right time. You were at the right place at the right time. And I got to pass on a message to you. But, hey, you did the hard work. I just pointed to the path. You did it all, man. So congratulations, 51 pounds. That's awesome. Yeah, as you've probably noticed, calories count, man. If I eat ketogenic diet, I can gain weight. If I eat, 4 meals a day, keto meals, I can gain weight. Can't tell you how many clients I've had come to me who started a ketogenic diet, little small women trying to lose some weight. They were told to eat like 220 grams of fat every day. They gained 10 pounds in a month. And they were told by their keto coach, keto guru, just keep going. It's crazy. So, calories obviously count. But the thing with keto is it makes you not want to eat so much. So if I eat keto, what happens to me is my desire to eat a lot of food is just not there. I feel good. I have stable energy. My blood sugar is steady throughout the day. So it's not getting those drops and spikes all the time that make you want to crave, that make you want to seek food to stabilize your blood sugar levels. It's funny. I was on Instagram earlier, and there's all these like crazy hearts that pop up on Instagram. It's so distracting. The YouTube interface is a little bit better. I don't have to get so distracted. But I just don't even look at the comments when I'm talking. I kind of look off to the side. But so let's see. Oh yeah, the calories. So keto doesn't make calories inert. It doesn't make it so that you can eat as many calories as you want. What it does make happen is that you just don't want to eat so many calories. That's as simple as I can put it. It helps you to naturally decrease your calorie intake without even really having to consciously go about calorie restriction. But it doesn't work like that for everybody. We gotta be honest too. Now for me, I'm pretty lean right now. I'm not, I can't see because I'm drowned in weird red and purple light. I don't have that much body fat to burn, so I get hunger. You know, my body doesn't want to get way lean. Your body knows when it gets dangerously lean, you stop producing testosterone, you get grumpy, you get super hungry, your sex drive goes down, your body partitions energy into, I need to eat. You know, I mean, you start feeling aggressive even. Where'd Jessica go? Bored of hearing my own voice. All right. Jessica, you coming?
Yeah.
Give the people some Jessica-ness. Don't bring your scratching thing. All right. So there you go. Calories matter. Keto makes you not want to eat so many calories. Long story short. Okay. Hello from... all right. How do you learn to do it properly? So are you talking about intermittent fasting? So the lovely lady Laura Thornhill, who's asking about intermittent fasting, says, how do you learn to do it properly? Well, intermittent fasting is simply restricting your eating window. You can restrict your eating window to whatever you want. I mean, it's just eating within a smaller window of time throughout the day. But to do it properly, I mean, it's all about context. To do it properly for you might be a little bit different than doing it properly for somebody else. So, I mean, in my opinion, the proper way to do intermittent fasting is in a way that respects the natural rhythm of your hormones throughout the day. So in order to optimize our health, we have to optimize the timing that we do things. If you work out at 7 o'clock at night, you're jacking up your adrenaline, your cortisol, and you're not going to sleep so well. I mean, it's common sense, you know? I mean, if you go and you work out really heavily 7 o'clock at night, good luck sleeping by 10. Another thing is if you wake up in the morning, we've got this hormone called cortisol. Cortisol goes up in the morning. It's not a bad thing. We want the cortisol to go up. What we don't want is for cortisol to stay elevated for a long period of time. And what we also don't want is the other stress hormones that have like increased adrenaline running through our body unnecessarily when we don't need to. Stress hormones sound really bad, right? Oh, stress hormones. Now, cortisol is one of those things. But cortisol is a double-edged sword. It's not a bad thing. You need cortisol sometimes. But when it's there too long, it becomes inflammatory and becomes catabolic. You end up breaking down muscle tissue in order to keep that cortisol so high. So the optimal way to do intermittent fasting would be in a way that respects this natural rhythm of the body. Cortisol goes up. You want to drop that cortisol in the morning. So eat breakfast in the morning, eat a nice big meal, increase your leptin levels. That'll also make you not hungry later on. Now, a lot of people have issues with intermittent fasting, especially women who are, prone to stress, or individuals who are stressed out in other ways. People who do night shift, stuff like that. IF can be another stressor on the body. And although it might feel good at first, sometimes it burns people out. I've seen it happen many times. I'm not saying intermittent fasting is bad. I'm just saying we got to keep these things in their proper context. So, best way to do IF, in my opinion, eat breakfast. Laura Thornhill's stoked on it because she says she likes breakfast. So get that breakfast in first thing in the morning. I like breakfast too. And you know what? You know what happens when you eat a nice breakfast? You're much less hungry throughout the rest of the day. So instead of waking up in the morning and forcing yourself, I gotta wait to eat breakfast, no, you wake up in the morning and even if you're not hungry, you eat that breakfast. You know why? Because if you eat before you get super hungry, you naturally won't eat as much food as you would if you wait till you're super duper hungry to eat. We all know that effect where you're like starving. You've been, you've got a crazy workout or you've been stressed out all day and you haven't got to eat. And then you finally get a meal and you don't naturally, your satiety signal doesn't hit as quickly. It takes a little bit for the leptin to rise and stuff. So you just keep eating, and then you end up bloated, eating more than you wanted to eat. All because you were told by some guru that intermittent fasting is going to optimize your hormones, who has this slick marketing video. I mean, this is it's all just jerking off the algorithm too. Like all these people, these like big jack steroid, like juice to the gills guys whose biceps are twice as big as my head, who are talking about optimizing hormones with intermittent fasting. It's like not mentioning how they're optimizing their hormones with a little help from their friends, Dr. Testosterone. I mean, it's ridiculous. So intermittent fasting, hey, cool tool. helps you to eat less, gets you into mild ketosis. Even if you're eating a carbohydrate-based diet, you're going to flirt with ketosis during intermittent fasting. Jessica's jumping in the Juve station, jumping up on the light. Let's show the people. She's blasting her leg, but she bruised. Or is that the other leg?
No, it's this one.
It's that one? You want to tell the people what you did to it?
I fell off a horse.
She fell off a horse? How'd you fall off a horse?
On purpose.
She fell off a horse on purpose. I'm going to save her the embarrassment of trying to lie to you guys about how she fell off the horse on purpose.
No, because it was safer than
At some point, she accepted the fact that she was falling off this horse, and at that point, it became an intentional act. She rewrote history at that point, too. It was all intentional. Who was that, like, comedian who was like, I meant to do that? Wasn't that, like,
I don't know.
what was that, Three Stooges? I meant to do that? Or was that some annoying Nickelodeon comedian? All right, I got people in Australia, Standing Bear, Farmer Mimo. I got people all over. What's up, everybody? All right, let's see what else people are talking about here. Eslam loves peanuts and pistachios. I eat them vicariously. I keep my fingers crossed. I won't get kicked out. Kicked out what, of ketosis? Are you joking? All right. Hey, they said they could hear you earlier.
Well, that's better.
There you go. Well, now you're speaking up. Raleigh, North Carolina, just discovered your channel this past weekend. I've already spent more than 8 hours watching your video. Jim's binge watching. You're going to get sick of me. Take a break. You've probably learned everything you need to know for now before you get super annoyed and sick of me. Take a break. Kevin Tom, what's up, man? All right, if we try to gain weight, are we going to increase fat or protein? If you're trying to gain weight, you should increase both of those. I mean, if you're trying to gain weight, carbohydrates are a good tool as well. But on a ketogenic diet, if you're looking to gain weight and maintain a keto diet, increase your protein. You want to go for 0.8 grams per pound of your desired lean body mass. If you want to gain 10 pounds of lean body mass, add 10 grams of protein consistently over at least 10 months. And that'll help you to gain that weight. Also, fat is your energy source. So you're going to want more fat in the diet too. Farmer Mima, I've noticed increased cravings with hormone fluctuation and stress. All right, Farmer Mima, that's another reason right there. So you're tuning into your body. You're understanding how your body is responding to increased stress and hormone fluctuation throughout the month. That's really cool. Now you get what I'm saying about the intermittent fasting. You know, it's like the intermittent fasting, sure, it's great. And it can be a really good way to lose weight and to keep your calorie intake low and to keep your hunger low. And it's super convenient because you don't have to make food all the time. You know, eating 3-5 times a day can be a pain in the butt. So, yeah, intermittent fasting, really awesome. But if you're stressed out, it can increase your stress and thus make you not self-regulate those meals super well and make poor choices. What advice would you...
Hormone cycles, maybe eat a little bit more protein. Right, she's talking about like monthly cycles.
There you go. So Jessica's talking about some advice to quell that. We talked about this before. It's just, there's always so much to talk about. It's like, where do you even stop and inject? So, good point. That's a good time to add more protein. Wow, look at the light there. All right, so around your monthly cycle, when you start getting those cravings, or if you're like going out to have some drinks or something and you know you're going to crave food, you know what you do? Or if you're just stressed out and you're craving junk food, you know what you do? Super top secret. You eat some protein. Your body wants some protein. Try it next time. You start craving sweets. You got like 2 or 3 days. You're like, I want to gnaw my headaches. Eat some more protein. Get those amino acids your body needs. Protein's the most satiating macronutrient. And when your body is stressed out, you know what it's doing? Breaking down lean muscle tissue because it desires protein. We need protein. Don't be afraid of protein. It's not the enemy of your ketogenic diet, as a lot of the gurus will tell you. Protein is go-teen. All right. Melissa Lewis says, why does sex drive go down? Well, it could go down because of stress. It could go down because of, I don't know, a million different reasons why sex drive would go down. Stress, though. You're not sleeping well? Are you? Yeah, what do you think? Well, sex drive doesn't go down in relation to keto.
Exactly.
So if you're, whatever you're doing, lifestyle-wise, if it's stressing the system, your body won't be able to create sex steroid hormones. So whether that be extreme calorie restriction or It could be, I don't know, just sleep restriction. That will make you not able to create the proper hormones at the proper time. So, just getting exposed to light at the right time, meaning just going outside in the morning, getting that natural light in the morning, getting the UV rays, getting the red and purple tints of light as well, the red and purple frequencies of light, super important. That should help get your sex drive up too. Being naked in the sun, great for sex drive. What if I had a little piece of pie? How can I get back on ketosis? Jessica, how dare you have a piece of pie? No. Yeah, a little piece of pie. You know how you get back into ketosis? You forget about the pie. Hey, what's up, Victor? How's it going, dude? You know how you get back in keto? Forget about that piece of pie. Take stock of how you feel. Take stock of what's important and why you eat the way you eat and why you're doing a ketogenic diet again. Ask yourself the important questions. Why am I doing this? Also ask yourself, why did I have that piece of pie? What was it that made me want to justify it? And if I had the piece of pie, why do I feel weird about it and guilty about it or conflicted about it, right? If you're going to have the piece of pie, have the piece of pie. Why are you going to have the piece of pie and then feel, oh, I shouldn't have that piece of pie? Don't be double-minded about it. You're going to make a decision. You're going to do that. You're going to put the pie in your body. Enjoy the pie. Be grateful for the pie. Thank God for the pie. Eat the pie. Enjoy the pie. Move on. How do you get back into ketosis? Next meal, keto meal. Just eat keto foods. Get back on it. You don't have to starve yourself back into ketosis or flagellate yourself or put yourself in a sackcloth and ash and or walk down the city streets saying shame, shame, shame. No, just get back on it. You're all right. I hope you enjoyed the pie. But you know what's cool? The positive effects of treating our body right, of giving ourselves a nutrient-dense diet that allows us to thrive, feels way better than the temporary sensory pleasure that we get from the pie. East Coast Keto says I'm having my delicious steak tomorrow morning. Bam! Get it, bud. Save some for me. Tomorrow morning I'm going to have the same thing I had this morning and the same thing I had this afternoon. It's going to be meatballs and eggs with chlorella. That sounds so weird. But also we're going to make a cake. We're going to make a keto cake, I think, maybe tomorrow. We're going to make a cake tomorrow? If I want to. We were going to make a cake today and yesterday and both days. I was like, I'm just not that hungry. One of these days I'm going to eat a bunch of that keto cake, though, because it's so good. I've just haven't had much time, guys. When you're so busy, you don't have time to, eat a meal that doesn't take 5 minutes to make. Crazy. Doing keto for a couple years, but going to night shift soon. Plan on sleeping day shift. Should I get some blue light for my office? Or is a computer light good enough? No. You don't want added blue light. Getting blue light for your office. You're under blue light the entire time you're waking up and under artificial light. You're getting plenty of those blue frequencies. What you're missing is red frequencies, near-infrared frequencies, UVA, UVB. So if you're going to be doing night shift, how many days a week will you be doing night shift? Obviously we're not. If I was coaching you as a client, there'd be a lot of questions that I would ask, and I'll go through some of those right now. How many days a week you're doing night shift? What time you're going to be waking up? And then we go over meal timing and all that stuff. So what I would tell you would be eat right when you wake up before that night shift. Set your leptin levels. Drop your cortisol, because you're going to have crazy inverted cortisol because of the light exposure. Your suprachiasmatic nucleus in your brain is getting ignited with light at the wrong times, and that's not helpful for health and well-being. So adding more blue lights, special blue lights in your office, that's not going to be good for you. You're already overloaded with blue light and you're missing other frequencies. Well, it might, not even might, but what would be good would be to use frequencies like, you see the light that I'm using there? You don't have to go full on with an intense light like this, although this is therapeutic level. You sit in front of this thing for 20 minutes, you're getting a full dose of what would take you 85 to 120 minutes of in the pure full sunlight on the equator, and you're soaking up enough of those red frequencies, and that's without UVA and UVB, so you don't get a sunburn or anything like that. It's just the beneficial effects of the red light. Vasodilation, increased blood flow, improve mitochondrial health. What I would say would get that you should do, depending on your budget, right? So obviously, you're working night shift. Obviously, budget's an issue, right? You wouldn't work night shift if you didn't need to make some money. So you might not want to buy a $1,000 light panel like this, or it might be worth it to you. I don't know. To me, I was like, man, I don't know about a $1,000 light. guy got this thing, and the amount of power that this thing pumps out and the amount of wattage that this thing gives you, the amount of joules of energy that you can suck up from one of these simple LED panels like this, it's pretty amazing. But there's smaller stuff you can get too, so you might want to look into like reptile lights. Yeah, believe it or not, like a full spectrum reptile light that'll give you UVA and UVB. The only thing is you're going to be exposed to the EMF from it. You know, that's also going to non-native electromagnetic fields, radio frequency, electromagnetic frequencies that are not native to the Earth. You know, like cell phone radiation, Wi-Fi. The 60 hertz magnetic field that we get from modern electrical grid is damaging to health too. So you want to mitigate that. You don't want to use too many crazy devices all the time. But using like a reptile light or like a grow light that's giving 660 nanometers of red light and putting that on your skin, you can get some cheap stuff, but it doesn't give you like the wattage. Like this thing behind me, it's warm. I could feel it. So if I was working a night shift at a desk, I would be using this thing for at least 20 minutes, 2 to 3 times during the shift on various parts of my body. So I do lower body, upper body, or just put it on your face. Did I do that? It's Urkel. Yeah. No, but Urkel, did he say I meant to do that? He would like fall or something, right? Like he'd walk into the house and he'd be like, I meant to do that. Or did I do that? Urkel, did I do that? Urkel. Dude, what's Urkel doing nowadays? What's that actor doing? That guy was hilarious. Steve Urkel. Wow, 90s. Remember, like, what other shows were on in the midday? We used to fry our brains instead of being productive after school. Like, crappy little shows like Sister Sister. Remember how bad that was? Why are there always twins? What's up with the twin programming? And, like, the Full House, Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen, Sister Sister. Remember the Double Mint Gum commercials, too? Why all the twin stuff? All this twin programming? I wonder, like, what the point of that is. Just, like, increasing fractured personality. All right, let's see. LOL. I ate a cheeseburger patty before going to a ladies' fellowship Sunday. So glad I did. There were tons of Christmas cookies there. That's what's up. Eat the meat before you eat the treat. Eat the meat before you see the treat, and you won't want to eat the treat. Say that 10 times fast, and your ketones will rise to 4.0. Florida, down 75 pounds, 35 from keto, and hooked on keto coffee. What's the best go-to protein? Whatever protein you like, man. I mean, it depends on the situation. I think sardines are great to rotate in because they've got a lot of DHA and EPA, so that's cool. What's up, Tracy Walker? Super excited for your live in the group. All right, on. So Tracy Walker is from the Keto for Beginners group. Shout out to Keto for Beginners crew. We're going to do a live thing on Thursday night on Keto for Beginners. So make sure to check out their Facebook group, Keto for Beginners. On Thursday night, is it 7 o'clock EST? I think it's 7 o'clock. Ren and Stimpy, somebody says. Cat Dog. Remember Doug? The Beats. What was the Beats like famous song? What was the Beats famous song in Doug?
I don't know.
Ooh, killer tofu. How do I remember this? That's terrible. Eslam says, "What's the Primal Edge Health logo stand for? It looks like a fidget spinner." It's a cool little symbol, right? So that's a triskelion. It's called a triskelion. Actually, some people have called those a Tristan as well. Triskelion. It's a Celtic symbol. And it's three spirals. They kind of look like shells. It's a water symbol as well. I mean, there's a lot going on there. It could represent like many different things. I mean, any symbol can represent many different things. They're living objects, right? And the meaning changes based on cultural context as well. I've had people on here tell me, you're Illuminati because those are sixes, right? Because because any spiral looks like a six. So there's like the cultural context of that. Everyone thinks everything looks like a six. Any triangle is a pyramid. So yeah. Unfortunately for those people, no, it doesn't stand for. It's not my Illuminati, my Illuminati gang sign. Throwing it out there. All right. Yeah, our homeschool group had a cookie decorating party today. I went without breakfast, and it was a very bad idea. Sarah, all right, so that's the thing. So during the holidays, you got these parties, you got these get-together cookie parties, stuff like that. Jessica, you want to come give some tips?
I want to hear more about the homeschool group.
Jessica heard homeschool, and she was triggered when she came out. She's like, ooh, homeschool. We love homeschool. How awesome is that you do homeschool, right? And she stayed strong. Well, you're a homeschool mom. Of course you stayed strong. Shout out to all the homeschoolers out there. Eslam's laughing. Yeah, Illuminati. Well, what's funny is, like, people don't understand the nature of symbols, and all right, people don't understand that. First of all, there's so much confusion out there about symbolism, especially stuff like all the 666 stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, there are people who throw out these symbols and who mess with them for various reasons. But at the same time, it's like people love to latch onto it. Any spiral's a 6, any triangle's a pyramid.
Well, that perpetuates it.
Any eye is evil, right? So it's like you're constantly looking for, like, this stuff. And sure, yeah, society is full. I mean, symbols rule the world, right? Words. You control what Philip K. Dick said. You control the meaning of words. You control reality. Oops, posted too early. But yeah, certain people from certain groups treat protein like it's candy. Some say you only need 50 grams a day, but I strictly follow 0.8 grams per pound of lean body weight. Yeah, it's crazy, man. 50 grams a day of protein, that's too low even for, like, most, like, a 5'4" women probably shouldn't even eat that. Any opinions on maca powder? We used to sell maca. We used maca for like a decade. Since 2008, we've been using maca. Maca's awesome. Fantastico. I mean, but it's about context too. So maca's really good for hormonal imbalances. Good for pre-workout. Good for HPA axis balancing. Maca is an adaptogen. So yeah. Collagen peptides. Yeah, hey, look, collagen's very, very important. But here's the thing. Collagen is not a complete protein. Not a complete protein. So don't count on your protein. Does eating protein with vegetables spike insulin? Eating protein raises insulin no matter what. And you want insulin signaling to happen when you eat protein. But protein actually increases insulin sensitivity too. In all the studies on diabetics, meal timing, feeding, macronutrient manipulation in diabetics show that protein is the most important macro for diabetics to eat. Balances blood sugar better than any other macro. Kevin Tom says, also homeschooled, good experience, and didn't get influenced by a lot of the bad things that come with it. I felt I learned better too. I remember my neighbors were homeschooled. And in certain ways, I would think, oh man, like they're missing out so much. But in other ways, I was kind of jealous because they got to be with their family, and their family was like together. You know, they had a really loving family, and their mom, I remember she would make like waffles and stuff. Shout out to Carol Cantino, the homeschooled neighbors, just like awesome family. Like a lot of the most awesome families I've known throughout my life homeschooled their kids. So maybe I'm biased. Maybe I just have met a bunch of awesome people who do homeschooling. But homeschool people that I've known definitely don't line up with the media perpetuated, the dehumanizing media's portrayal of homeschool people. Fat, protein, carbs, 3 elements equals triangle equals, yeah, for sure. Well, because it's the symbol on our thing. It's three spirals, 33. Come on, like obviously, high level. All right, Daniel Stanley. Would there be adverse effects to the body if you only ate meat? I mean, you're asking me to speculate. There's lots of people who only eat meat and do great. All right, let's see. I've just recently seen the film Call Me By Your Name. I really recommend that you guys see the film when you can. The use of image and sound, terrific. It felt rare to see this kind of film. Who made it? Who's the director? I work nights Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then switch my schedule to a normal day schedule so I can homeschool my kiddo and give her a sense of normalcy. Any advice for adrenal care for my poor, confused body? Yeah, Sarah. Wow, what an amazing woman. That's crazy. Sarah, do you have copies of our books? Sarah H. First of all, so I mean, I'm assuming that you're doing like a low carb style diet because we talk about all the time here. Talk a lot about keto, low carb diets, general health, and that's one of our favorite tools. Do you have our book, the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, the training manual for low carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine? And do you have the new book, Jessica's new book, The Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Baking? I mean, that's not even relevant to your question. You're asking about adrenal burnout and confusion from working nights and also homeschooling your kids. But here's what, all right, you have the Ketogenic Edge, but not the new book. All right, cool. Sarah, put your email in right here, and I'm going to have Jessica send you a copy of the new book right there. Just because that inspires me. I mean, you're working nights, Wednesday through Friday. Then you switch your schedule to a normal day schedule so you can homeschool your kid. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, it's so amazing how hard women are so hardworking. This is why the Rockefeller Foundation, the Ford Foundation, these big NGOs, funded the fake women's liberation movement, which was really the women's enslavement movement, and forced everyone to think that it was a great thing for all the women to stop raising children and to go into the workplace. Because women work their butts off. I mean, women are savage workers. You guys are just incredible. What's your email, Sarah? Single mama, slaying it. That's so amazing. All right, Sarah, I don't know. As far as, Sarah, let's get your email. All right, so what can Sarah do? Working nights, homeschooling her kids. She just wants to get her adrenals under control and make sure she's not too stressed out. I mean, maca might be a good thing to use during the daylight hours and during your working hours.
And then ashwagandha is also nice.
Here, Jessica's going to write down your email. I don't want to say it out loud.
Okay, hold still. Oh. Oh, no.
Just look at the first part. You'll
Okay.
remember. All right. So, ashwagandha is something to look into. Using ashwagandha 1 to 3 hours before you want to sleep.
The baking book?
Yeah, the baking book. Finding Emily says, wow, thanks for the praise for momming, Tristan. Yeah, I mean, come on, mothers. I mean, that's the most noble, it's amazing. The fact that women, I'm amazed with Jessica all the time. And then just hearing these other stories of women and just how much sacrifice they make in order to raise children. While at the same time being forced to to go into the workplace because every single home, like the taxes are so high now to keep the war machine going and to keep funding the government to poison us through our eyes, ears, mouths, lungs, etc. It's ridiculous. That every household has to have 2 working heads to even stay afloat now. And not only does this destroy the family and put the children in the indoctrination centers run by the federal government that are, completely dumbed down, intentionally so, it destroys health too in a lot of ways. And you're forcing kids to grow up without parents, and it's hard. So yeah, a single mom out there working her butt off, working night shift and homeschooling her kids, like doing what she believes is right for those kids, incredible. So look into ashwagandha before bed, maca during working hours, but obviously budget's an issue too for you. So it's like we gotta work within your budget. I would say during your night hours, if you could, just getting some sort of a smaller, even like the smaller Juve. Like the smaller Juve costs about $500. And it's crazy, but it's I'm gonna make you cry. LOL, you're gonna make me cry. That's funny. Internet language is funny, right? We always say LOL. Laugh, you're gonna make me cry. It's like 2 opposite things, but it's amazing. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, all the moms out there, shout out to all of you. Sarah, hope you enjoy the book. If you make recipes, tag us in Instagram pictures. If you don't have time to put pictures on Instagram, you're raising children and working nights. All right, so here's another thing. You might want to supplement with some light. If I were working night shifts, I would definitely prioritize having something like this in the workspace during those light hours to keep to keep the stress on the body a little lower. It just reduces oxidative stress. Here's something you might want to look into. Methylene blue. Methylene blue is a mitochondrial enhancer that's dirt cheap. I actually use methylene blue in conjunction with the red light therapy. Methylene blue blocks the production of nitric oxide, which will then bind to cytochrome C. So it's like you're removing more nitric oxide from the system so that you don't get as many reactive oxygen species, and so you can actually generate more ATP even without food. So methylene blue, I use 500 micrograms 2 to 3 times a day, depending. But... All right, so Sarah says she wanted to use a light, but she's got a patient in the room and can't disturb the patient with light. I mean, you're a nurse. What's your patient doing? Why aren't you blasting that patient with light? Like, you blast problem areas with... You got to look up some of the research on photobiomodulation, guys. It's freaking ridiculous. All right, just saw a photo of vegan smoked Gouda. I gagged a bit. Vegan smoked Gouda. All right, give a vegan a hug, guys. They need hugs. I think that's the thing that vegans are most... They need hugs. They get all those fake hugs, though. The vegans, give a vegan a real hug. Look them in the eyes and be like, hey, it's all right. You don't need to get daddy's attention that way. All right, I was single-handedly raised by a single mom. She's a beast, and I turned out to be okay because I'm watching you instead of jogging on a treadmill. While jogging on a treadmill instead of watching Star Wars with pizza on my lap. Right? Or how about like CNN or Fox News, or Disney Channel, or any other brainwashing crap that's on television, dehumanizing people, making us hate our fellow man, making you feel weak, trying to make you feel insecure. Stay off the TV, guys. Stay away from that filth. And it's like healthy lifestyle, healthy mind state, happiness. It's not just what we eat. It's also what we expose ourselves to. What we expose our eyes, our ears to, really important. The people we surround ourselves with, the sounds, the sights we surround ourselves with, we take those on. An Italian director made the film. It was called Luca Guadagnino. Guadagnino. Okay. I forget the name of the film. Why do men have nipples? Damn. Wait. Did you just assume men's gender? Eslam? Dude, why do men have nipples? That's so gender bias. That's terrible. Here's pop quiz, guys. How many genders of dog are there? I titled my last video my last hangout, and Google flagged it. It got demonetized. I'm just wondering, how many genders of dog are there? Okay, so Sarah... Let's see. System of a Fox. Jessica, you should be asking what's the most efficient way of getting into ketosis. Who's Jessica? All right. She's a pediatric patient sleeping. Yes, I'm a nurse. Thanks so much for all this information. I seriously considered coaching just for this specific area. Sarah, email me. Email me. You're like, just send me an email or respond. We're sending you the email with your book. Respond to me and let's see what else we can figure out, because I don't know much about your situation, but maybe we can figure out some more, and we can maybe do some coaching with I don't know. We can do some coaching outside of my normal coaching parameters, and that you don't have to pay for. LOL, no sleeping. I gotta blast you with this light. Trust me, you'll feel better. Yeah. That's what I would do. No, you want to, it's certain times of day. Like at night, it's probably not ideal, although you see me using it right now. I'm doing this for various reasons, but I don't know. I don't think it's actually, some people sleep really well after red light therapy at night. Me, I do feel like it kind of energizes me a bit, even at night. All right, Kevin, did you notice if your reflexes got better after starting keto? Got Batman-like reflexes now. Loving the cognitive effects. The brain reacts better to stress. And I don't need ADHD meds anymore. Woo-hoo-hoo. That is so cool, Kevin. Off the ADHD meds. Off the big pharma brain poison. That's freaking amazing, man. That's freaking amazing. ADHD. What is ADHD? Right? Everyone's got ADHD now. I remember they diagnosed my brother ADHD. For him, it was just he didn't want to sit down and listen to the bullshit lies they were telling him in school. He didn't care about the nonsense that they were trying to tell him, and he wasn't able to be easily controlled in a classroom setting. He liked attention. He was a wild kid. So they said he had ADHD. And of course, teachers get to diagnose this now. And they get kickbacks from Big Pharma, and they're prescribing drugs to kids in schools. How freaking crazy is that? These ADHD meds are gnarly, Ritalin, all that stuff. College kids taking it all the time now. It's nuts. Keto with Honey Bunny. The best thing you can do for a vegan is eat bacon before you hug them, so that you can breathe your bacon breath on them. Interesting. Victor, what's up, dude? Much love from Ohio, says Jacob. Masia says, I believe it's because everyone starts out female until the last stages of gestation in the womb. Whoa, what's with the hate speech? Everyone starts out female? Why are you assuming everyone's gender? There's like 59 genders. That's crazy that you would just assume that's crazy. How many genders of dog are there, though? All right, I'm not really hungry on keto. I'm already in a calorie deficit. If I don't hit my macros, it's bad. As far as being in too far of a calorie deficit. Matt Garcia, what's up, buddy? The answer to your question is contextual. So if I'm on keto and I'm super, super lean and my hunger drops down really low, like I can easily undereat and lose weight and stuff. Weight and muscle, rather. Lose weight and stuff. And stuff. And stuff. How dumbed down. I have to say all the time still. I catch myself so often. Okay. So your hunger is super low on keto. Is it okay to not hit your macros? That's going to be contextual. I would say try to get your protein in, especially if you're doing resistance training, trying to maintain or gain lean muscle mass. What are you doing, Jessica? Are you working? So, we're always working. We're always working. I'm working. You're working.
It's that big project I thought was done. But it's not quite
nothing's
done.
ever done.
I really want it to be done.
I said hanging out with Tristan and Jessica, and it's mostly just Tristan. And I feel like the people are feeling like they're getting ripped off. Like this is false advertisement.
Oh, hey, thank you, Jason Fuyana.
Look at this one lady with the hate speech. She said that everybody
I've been listening.
Starts out female until the last stages of gestation in the womb. Haven't you been to colleges?
That explains a lot about Tristan.
You should talk to some college kids because I'm pretty sure
they know everything now.
Yeah, you should talk to some 18-year-old kids in the Latin American Latino studies classes at Berkeley University. They'll tell you all about
the gender.
Studies. Yeah, you got to get on top of this. You should be smashing the patriarchy, not perpetuating mythology like two genders and all that hate speech. Hey. Wink, wink. Come on, guys. Wink, wink. Google's going to flag me, probably.
Who saw
I wonder if Google's algorithms can read sarcasm. That's what I'm testing. I'm literally trying to test if Google's algorithms will flag me for sarcasm. Go ahead.
Who saw our post today in our ketogenic baking Facebook group?
Everyone saw it and they're begging. They're like, where's the recipe? What's your problem?
No, I put the link in.
You put the link in?
Yeah.
Jessica put the recipe up. Check out the ketogenic baking Facebook group, yo.
Hope so.
Do you want to smash the patriarchy? Join the ketogenic cooking baking Facebook group. This is my lesbian voice. You like it? All right. No, I can do that because I'm trans. I'm I'm double trans. I'm transitioning
into red light man.
Yeah, I'm red shifting. I'm becoming a star. You have to call me a star. Dude, I took ADHD meds in 6th grade. That shit turned me into a zombie. I just sit around and build stuff. I must say I was a zombie that got good grades, though. For sure. And what do good grades mean? It means you'll be able to do menial tasks in the future, sitting and programming for Google and Facebook and Amazon. All right. Hey, my name is Paul. Are you streaming from South America right now?
Yes,
sí,
we
señor.
are. Isn't that cool?
Estamos en Ecuador, en el sur de Ecuador. Estamos en la provincia de Loja de Ecuador. Mutant Stoner says, I'm always hungry for some reason. I often worry I have a parasite. Okay, look, let's go back to the guy. All right. Before I got distracted by the hate speech of saying that everybody is female in the womb, which is clearly not true. I was a dolphin in the womb.
You'd be like a little shrimp.
Yeah, I was Asian in the womb. I'm transracial. I'm Asian. So I assimilate really well.
People are so patient with you.
All right. So the guy said he wasn't hungry. He's wondering if it's a problem. If you're trying to lose a bunch of body fat and you got a lot of body fat to lose, you can probably handle a bigger deficit. So don't trip out on the big deficit there. Just try to get the protein in. You'll be all right. Okay. Keto with Honey Buddy says, good job, Kevin. I got myself off of alprazolam. Wow. So that's like lorazepam, I'm assuming. That's a benzo. My provider refused to help. Oh, your provider refused to help you get off the addictive benzodiazepines that destroy your freaking brain and your empathy? What a surprise, right? But doctors are just there to help us. They're just doing their best.
That was a good point.
They're all just doing their best to make that money.
It was like kind of Stevie
They're all doing
Janowski-esque.
right? Stevie Janowski. Just drop some Stevie Janowski quotes.
Do it.
No, this is a family show. This gender stuff is crazy. Yeah, it's so crazy, right? My video got demonetized because it was called How Many Genders of Dog Are There? Mutant Stoner, though, hey, man, I'm really glad that you got off those ADHD meds. Congratulations, brother. Yeah, it's crazy. My little brother said he felt like a zombie on him as well. My parents used to give it to him, and they used to tell him, you're taking your allergy medicine.
That's so sad.
But then when he would act up, they'd be like, you didn't take your allergy medicine today, did you? It was crazy. I used to get so pissed about that stuff. Luckily, they never put the ADD thing with Big Pharma, pushing it through the schools, like the pharmacopoeia on children in the forced brainwash education centers. That started like a little bit past me. So third grade me now would be totally drugged up on ADHD meds. People are demanding more Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, bro.
Well, that's not me.
Yeah. Porn bot. You know, here's what they do. The porn bots, they send these porn bot programs out to like say like gross things on these live feeds just to get people to go to porn sites. Because like there's a certain like people are so programmed and it's so easy to just like turn that on. People will see certain keywords and they'll jump on the Pornhub.
I can hear our horses walking
Like 10
around.
people just left to go watch porn right now because I said
no.
that. Look at that. It's just going down. Everybody's leaving. Look at that. They're all going to porn. All right, live stream's over, guys. Everyone left for Pornhub because of the porn bot. No, I'm kidding. How's the Wi-Fi in Ecuador? Seems to be good where you're at. All right, Wi-Fi. We're not big fans of Wi-Fi, but we do turn the Wi-Fi on just to be able to use this to do the live stuff. What are your thoughts on different cancers being related to fats and therefore keto diets having higher risk of developing cancer rather than veg-based diets? What are your thoughts on showing evidence for extreme crazy claims that you come on my channel and say? Where's the evidence for this, dude? That's crazy. Can you talk about living in the countryside, please? And yes, Google is constantly learning. I don't know what that means. In the countryside. Yeah, we live in the countryside. It's nice. We live in the mountains, in the country.
Neither of us are from a small town.
Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs of California in the suburban sprawl.
Yeah.
Riverside and then Carlsbad. Carlsbad was cool. And then we lived in Santa Cruz, which was really beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It's taken a while for me to adapt to it, but I really like it. It's very intimate. It's quiet. There's lots of stars at night.
Sarah H., you're awesome. Sarah H. also got off the ADD med. She says she took them for 15 years before she had a divine revelation that God created all the medicine I needed in the form of nutrition and never looked back.
Nice.
I mean, there's so many herbs and things that one can use. I mean, all big pharma drugs are based off of natural compounds anyways. It's just about patenting them, right? Okay. Did you just assume your voice's gender? Oh, man, did I call myself he? I'm sorry, Google. Don't turn off my life. Don't deactivate me from society, Google. Whitney's crying about the dolphin. Victor says, me too, Tristan. Doc had me on Wellbutrin, Silert, and Ritalin from 6th till 10th grade. Zombie, the Cranberries. Zombie,
Oh, wow.
zombie. Zombie, oh, 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 oh.
There's been a few times where Tristan and I have the need to, for some reason, listen to some of those.
We heard, yeah, we listened to 90s music like a few months ago, and Zombie was in the YouTube 90s music playlist. And there's like U2 songs and stuff too. Those were 80s songs, but yeah, Zombie. Alprazolam caused me to have personality dissociation. I was not myself, like a shell of myself. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a society of people that are drugged to the gills like this. I mean, and I'm not saying that it's like, I'm not like trying to point the finger at people. I mean, this is what's pushed on us, right? We're told by fake authorities that this is how we manage ourselves, and this is normal to drug our children because we don't want to have to connect with them or deal with them. We want to send them to the education camps, to the public indoctrination brainwashing centers. And if the kids act up, if they ask the wrong questions, if they don't want to take lies, if they don't want to sit down and take it to the face, got to throw them on them drugs. Farmer Meemaw got off Adderall after 15 years by drinking kombucha and taking magnesium. All right, here's another thing to check out, Shilajit. Also, for those of you trying to get off pharmaceutical drugs, some of the herbs that might be helpful, ashwagandha is one to take in the afternoon. Shilajit's really powerful.
It's hard to find good sources of Shilajit. Do you have any suggestions?
Good sources of Shilajit can be hard to find. Get a legit one. Do some research. Ariel says, where did you get the special red light? That red light, there's a link in the description, actually. We affiliate with this company now because they're freaking awesome. And this light is from a company called Joovv, Joovv. All right. Got your Ketogenic Edge cookbook last night. I can't wait to try all the recipes. You two are great. Got to go get my kids to bed. Kelly Sanford, supermom, slaying it. Slaying it. Get those kids to bed. Do you use
read that one? That's so funny. Facebook is a nasty, sugary, carby temptress.
Every few posts are people sharing sugary and carb-riddled foods. Facebook's hilarious.
Got a ninja around all that stuff.
Tristan, do you think that one of the biggest reasons why mainstream media keeps spewing so much garbage is because the main demographic demands garbage? That's part of it, but people are programmed to want garbage, right? It's a psychopathic thing where it's like you feed people a bunch of crap and then they keep wanting it. So you're preying on the lowest common denominator, the part of people that can be easily turned into an animalistic state, right? So like fight or flight,
or freeze,
brainstem stuff, like real primitive shit. So that's why it's sex and violence on television, right? Sex and violence, visceral, attention-grabbing stuff that we're programmed to pay attention to, right? Because sex and violence are powerful forces, right? They're powerful forces in our reality. So you use that to attract people, and then they program you, and they slip in, you know, they use symbolism. I mean, it's an ancient art. Like, this has been going on for thousands of years. Bread and circuses. So yeah, the people want bread and circuses, and that's one of the problems. But also, people are programmed to desire the bread and circuses, and it's this self-perpetuating loop. And then the same people who are putting out and poisoning our minds with this nonsense say, oh, well, they're like subhumans. They want this crap. They want to live in this filth. Or it's being programmed. So that's the classic psychopathic behavior, right? The gaslighting behavior of like, you're abusing somebody, and you're like, why you make me hit you? You know, it's like, it's crazy. Messia says, I think I stepped off a cliff somehow. I thought the guy really wanted to know why he had nipples. Yeah. Why do I have nipples? Do I have? Yeah, I got nipples. OMG, thank you for responding. Do you recommend living there? Is it a good idea to live? No, I don't know. It's like we live where we live. There's a million different places to live in the world. Most people that come to where we live end up hightailing it out of here real quickly. So it's not good for most people. It's great for us. There are more obese children than thin in America now. The obesity and diabetes epidemic is out of control. Keto reverses diabetes, and it feels like big government wants society sick for profit. Says somebody. I was just reading that. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. Sometimes I think that one of the best ways to challenge things in contemporary society would be if the main demographic would stop demanding garbage and fear. The main demographic, I mean, well,
fear is an interesting one.
How do you know that people want that? People pay attention to it because it's pushed out through their television. They really want fear. They really want garbage. They really want dehumanizing propaganda. No, if they really understood, if they weren't so busy, like if people weren't so busy trying to scramble for, life, or, scramble out of their insecure state, or get laid, or whatever it is that whatever tail they're chasing. If we really understood, then we really wouldn't be such a so-called demand for it. But I don't think there's a demand for garbage. Yeah, I think people's demand can be programmed. And that's what Edward Bernays and social engineers knew in the early 19th or 20th century. Manufacturing consent. So it's like you get people to ask for their own enslavement, and you're like, see, the stupid idiots want to be enslaved. That's psychopathic behavior. It's not like a healthy mind state. Okay. She legit. Yeah, thank you, Victor. Victor's spelling words that we're saying that people might not be able to see.
That's going to be awesome.
She legit is Shilajit. Would keto help someone with autoimmune disease? There are many different autoimmune conditions out there, man, but yeah, keto's not going to be the one shot.
I really like Shilajit and bone broth. In the morning, a warm cup of bone broth with salt and Shilajit is awesome.
It is legit.
Super legit.
Okay. I have made so many recipes from both books. Everyone loves them. Ariel, you're awesome.
That's amazing.
Keto with Honey Buddy says idiocracy. Well, yeah, I mean, that's... All right. Keto with Honey Bunny. Quit triggering me. I got diagnosed with PMDD, premenstrual dysmorphic disorder, and put on fluoxetine. Made me lose all emotion. Yeah. I stopped taking it pretty soon after. I'm a person who feels. I was a shell on that shit. One time when I was in college, I accidentally took a antipsychotic. I was given this pill. This girl told me it would help me sleep. I used to have a lot of back pain and stuff, so I would get I remember this girl, it was a friend of mine. She gave me morphine or something one time. She had morphine pills that she gave me. This is, of course, I'm not saying that this is cool to do. This was a stupid idea. But she ended up giving me these pills, and she was like, yeah, these will help you sleep. I take these. They knock me out. She gave me 2 of them. She was like, probably just take 1. So I looked at the pill on Arrowwood. Remember Arrowwood? It's probably still around.
No, I never looked.
Arrowwood. I was all about that in high school. So yeah, I looked at the pill on Arrowwood, and I found out that it was an antipsychotic called... Oh, what was that called? So long ago. I wish I knew the name, because you could look it up, and this stuff is nasty, nasty, nasty. But I took it to try and sleep, because it was the middle of the night, and I was just wired, and I wanted to sleep. So I took 2 of them. After looking it up and realizing it was an antipsychotic, I still took it, because I read people say, oh yeah, you probably can fall, it can knock you out. So I took it, felt completely and totally emotionless and lifeless and zombified and dead inside, and it was the scariest, one of the scariest things in my life. And I thought I was going to die, and I threw up. Luckily, I puked up the pill because I took 2 of them. I shouldn't have taken 2. I think 1 is more than enough. Half of 1 would have been more than enough. I forget what that crap was called, though. Kukulkan says the main demographic needs to realize that they've been programmed and then stop demanding what they've been programmed to demand. Yeah, in an ideal world, in a fantasy world. But there's not everybody is part of that main demographic that you're talking about, right? My husband has been on keto for almost 3 months, and he's still feeling very tired, exhausted, and barely energy every day. What could it be? All right, really good question. This does happen to people. It's usually because of electrolytes. So sodium, magnesium, and potassium. You want to get in at least 3 teaspoons of sodium a day, of salt rather. So get those electrolytes in. Have him take magnesium, 400 milligrams, 2 to 3 times a day. Mutant Stoner says, I've been reading about Jung's opinion on the shadow. I wonder if meds like those bring out the darker side of people. Cassandra, all right. So yeah, Cassandra, get him on magnesium and make sure he's getting enough sodium. Tracy says Epsom salt soaks for magnesium, and that's a great idea too. Transdermal magnesium is a great way to go about it as well. All right, Cassandra. So he says, that's what I figured. So have him get potassium from foods. You know, have him eat avocado, spinach, and stuff like that. You can give him potassium citrate. If he can't get potassium from food every day, that might help. Hey, I notice the exact same thing almost all the time, especially with workouts. It's tough to get on an electrolyte regimen. Well, all right. Make a habit of every meal get at least a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of salt. Before every workout, take a half teaspoon of salt. In the morning, take 400 milligrams of magnesium. In the evening, take 400 milligrams of magnesium. Try to eat avocado. You know, that's a good way to go about it.
And when you're taking all that salt, it doesn't have to be on your food necessarily. You can just take it in a teaspoon and then chase it with some water.
That thing feels so good. It's been longer than 20 minutes.
It's been like an hour.
I'm turning it off. All right. Off with the light. Does keto make it harder or easier to become pregnant versus a moderate carb diet?
That's an interesting question.
Well, I've heard many people recuperating from infertility using keto. Have we seen Duke yet?
No, I haven't seen him yet.
Okay. We should probably go look. Will you go look for him?
Yeah.
Harder or easier to become pregnant? Jessica got pregnant on keto. Seemed easier than... It was easy for me. Yeah, a lot of women who are infertile have increased their fertility using keto. But huge calorie deficits can negate some of the benefits of stuff like a ketogenic diet. You find them? It's been a few hours, hasn't it?
Since before.
Okay. Well, I think we're gonna start wrapping this up, guys. We've got our dog, and he's in kind of hospice, and we fear that he might have wandered off on his own, and this could be one of his last nights. So Duke's a great dog. It's been 9 years with him. He's amazing. We're gonna miss him a lot. He's a cancer survivor. He had cancer 5 years ago, and yeah, lived 5 years after that. We'll tell you the story later. So thanks a lot for joining, you guys. You can find more at primaledgehealth.com. If you're listening to this in the podcast form and you want to be joined in on these live broadcasts and be able to ask questions and talk to us and leave comments when we're doing these live broadcasts in the future, please go to the website, sign up for the newsletter, primaledgehealth.com. We're gonna go see if we can find Duke, but he's been gone for a while. All right, guys, we're out of here. You find more at primaledgehealth.com. Go live your lives, guys. It's precious, and we don't know how much more of it we have. You know, I mean, every single person around us, we're gonna have to say bye to him someday. So appreciate the time you got. Take care, everyone.